Oh, that's what I love about these YouTube channels. I remember back when YouTube first came out, and it was just people on desktop cameras in just a regular room talking around doing what they were doing, and now it's, oh god, I had to cut off my trailer reaction because one of my spotlights, the battery ran out, and so I had to replace it and start over. I'm like, really? Or you got people on there wearing more makeup than like all the mimes in mime college can smack on. It's just, oh, man, why have I got that? Turn that down a bit. There we go. I had the AC on. I don't know why. It's not too bad out here this morning. Oh, for some crazy reason, yeah, I've been landing a spot up here in front of admin again. I don't know why, unless somebody's off for the week, which means when they're back next week, I will not be parking here anymore. Oh, once again, it is Wednesday. We're halfway through the week, and the Fallout Series 2 trailer has dropped, and of course, all the New Vegas fans are touching themselves and or screeching at the top of their lungs. Um, Here's the thing that I don't like. And like I said, there are things that change in lore, canon, and all that across various series that I can't stand. But it's just you got certain folks out here, and I get caught doing this myself, who think they're now the sudden lore and history masters of a particular series or saga. And then whenever they change anything or they do anything to that particular saga, they go apeshit crazy. And a lot of this started back in Series 1 of Fallout when they showed the timeline, of course, of what happened to the new California Republic. It's like, folks, when I go back and I read the lore for the new California Republic and all that, and this is told by those same various people, New California Republic was so overextended in its, I'm not kidding, they were so spread thin from their constant expansion. So we're talking their military was so expanded thin. It's how it was going to fall. They expanded too far, too quickly, and then, of course, all the hoo-ha about Shady Sands. And it's like, guys, how many times do they have to explain to you that when they said the fall of Shady Sands, then it gave a year, which was, I think it was 22275, and everyone's going nuts because Fallout New Vegas takes place in 2281. And it's like, no, when it said the fall of Shady Sands, then there was an arrow, then there was a boom. And it did not give an error. It did not give a year for the mushroom cloud that was on the chalkboard. It's just, ugh. Things were probably getting corrupt in Shady Sands and all that, and things were going crazy, and that's what they meant by the fall of Shady Sands. It did not mean that Shady Sands was nuked, how many years before the Fallout New Vegas even took place. So, yeah, it's always been hot here, but like I said, it's summer. We have summers where it's hot, and then we have summers where it's rainy. And so it's like, I don't buy into that whole global warming bull crap, especially when the only person that you had that was really pushing the agenda anymore was the great doom goblin Greta Thunberg, who's now going to suddenly free Palestine, where their fleet of sailboats. Oh yeah, they're going back, by the way. And I die laughing because even though they were on a sailboat, they were using the outboard diesel motors. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, it looks like we're finally going to see, well, for those folks who've been watching the filming and all that, we already knew because it was in the trailer now, so I can say it. Yeah, Death Claws are definitely making their premiere. Um, of course, they're not mentioning Thaddeus at all, and I'm not sure if they're just going to cut Thaddeus out of the series, but it was looking like Thaddeus did not become a ghoul. Thaddeus was going to become a super mutant. And I died laughing because, once again, I watched one of the lore masters going on about you didn't inhale FEV. They threw you in a vat and they dipped you in it. And I'm like, they've also, yeah, but then when you go to Fallout 76, the city of Huntersville, was drinking the shit in the water. That's what turned them into super mutants. Because West Tech deliberately leaked the shit into Huntersville's water supply. So they used this little town as guinea pigs. Sure, the transformation took a lot more time, and I think that's what was supposed to happen with Thaddeus, but now the actor who plays Thaddeus is saying he's not in Series 2 at all, which leads me to believe that even though we've seen him in a makeup chair and all this stuff, that maybe they're going to cut his character just because of the fact that it got leaked so early. You know, the fact he was sitting there in a makeup chair and he had his hands being molded for a much larger set of hands. But as far as Doctor Who's concerned, there ain't nothing. You know, that's no big news. You know, like I said, everybody's sitting on their hands now and, well, we'll hear something next week. Oh, we'll hear some. And I tried to convince myself we'd hear something when the Plus 28s came out, and we didn't. Which leads me to believe that, and of course now the latest is War Between the Land and the Sea. Yeah, after that comes out. Yeah. Ain't happening. I'll believe it when I see it. Of course, our RTD now saying there are negotiations going on. And it's like, as I said before, I'm getting the impression that he highly, highly expected the fact that they were going to, that his first two series coming back were going to be such highfalutin slam dunks that they were going to have a renewal right off the bat, and it didn't happen. The problem is when you dance with Disney, you dance with the devil sometimes. Sometimes the mouse's ears are not round, they are pointed like the devil. I'm not kidding. Yeah. I know, but the thing is it's kind of weird. Their chat rooms have gone eerily quiet. And I'm beginning to wonder if they haven't started a new one. But like I said, I just don't have time to be on there. Like I said, I've been doing 9-hour days. And it's just crazy. I'm beginning to think that it just, like I said, I don't blame them because I've been so busy I haven't had time to be on there. But I think Doc's been put out in left field. Okay. Like I said, I'm not a big religious person, but like I said, if you want to do that, that's on you. I try to encourage people, go out and enjoy as much as life as you can get because time, tempest is fugiting, as they say. Because it's weird how all their chat rooms, like I said, they've been really eerily quiet. Well, at least the ones I'm in. So I don't know. Yeah, sorry if I went quiet there, but like I said, I just haven't heard a lot in their chat rooms lately, so I don't know. Honestly, I'm glad they had Sophie back on. I have not had a chance to watch that yet because, like I said, most afternoons now I am coming home. I can get dinner down and maybe watch about an hour of TV, and then I'm out. Okay, it's matter of fact, the last few evenings, like I said, because they've been playing with my synthroid levels, usually by about 6:30 sometimes, I'll be literally fighting to stay awake to get to bedtime. Because I'm trying to maintain a regular bedtime so that way, the body clock and all that stays pretty much on schedule. So, sorry I'm a bit quiet. Like I said, it's just been a weird, weird week. What I didn't tell you all is we had to go back to the vet on Sunday. Fortunately, it was just a UTI, and we're giving him antibiotics. And he, like I said, it's not like he was really, really sick, but like I said, he was having trouble peeing again. But no, there was no crystals in his system, thank goodness, and everything came back okay in his blood work. So, he's okay. Okay, so I know I forgot to mention that, but like I said, it's just. I know Lady G's really worried about him. We're always worried about him. He's our little hair baby, our fur child. Oh. So, yeah, the Series 2 trailer for Fallout has dropped. There's no Doctor Who news. No one is talking. No one is what you call it. It's the same story. That's why I don't like putting Doctor Who news on something now that is not predominantly about Doctor Who, because I don't know. I just got this weird feeling that something's gone wrong. Otherwise, I think we would have had something by now. I don't think they would have waited till the spin-off airs if they had good news. There is an old saying, good news can wait, but at the same time, Shooty's left, plus that Hail Mary pass with Billy Piper thrown into the end, because I think originally they were going to regenerate into a dark screen and they were going to leave it up in the air. Because even Billy Piper now has admitted this at several different places, that she was literally called in at the last minute. And I think, I'm agreeing with what some folks have said, that this was a Hail Mary pass to regenerate interest. Regenerate interest. I can't, did I say that? Oh my God. Yeah, it's kind of quiet in here for a Wednesday. Holy crap, Raj. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Oh my goodness. I hope nobody was hurt. Saying that's terrible to hear. Yeah, an explosion happened. Oh my gosh. I know we've had some strange things happen here at our plant, like I said, but I have not yet listened to the new Billy and Chris story on Big Finishes yet. I'm way behind on Big Finish, to be honest with you. One of these days I'll have to sit down, get caught up, because like I said, I just kind of faded away from Big Finish for a bit. I was listening to other authors, and like I said, I was really listening to the Undead series by R.R. Haywood. And no, I'm not getting paid to plug that. It's a really good book series. Well, I'm glad nobody was killed at least, but still, sheesh, a gas explosion. Damn. I would literally crap myself. Oh heck! I just looked. I just realized I just hit the time on the clock. So once again, no news on the Doctor Who front. The Fallout Series 2 teaser trailer has dropped, and it is very interesting, very informative. And like I said, if you want to pick up the Fallout series, you do not have to have played you. Playing the games for the Fallout TV series is not a prerequisite. They do a really good job of bringing you into that particular universe. So, like I said, I highly encourage you to watch it. It was really really well done for Series 1, and I'm hoping they're having the same quality level on Series 2. Oh, well, I got to get running inside, so please be kind, be calm, be safe. I hope everybody's okay, Raj. Um, and hopefully we'll see you all again tomorrow. Until then, please take care of yourselves. All right, have a good one.